everyone in this room wearing earphones. Same ANC tech as headphone earphones, but not for open environment, so no wearable essentially. Validation, the TAM is $6 billion. We are first movers in the industry because open air ANC does not exist yet. I have one in I have 4 signed enterprise LOIs in India. There is a pilot I'm doing with a hospital in India, and then I'm working with a pilot for a hospital in Boston. I raised $40,000 in funding. I spoke to over 1,000 customers myself firsthand to understand the problem, and over 10 experts have identified this problem exists, and this solution is the right way to approach this. As I said, the traction is here. I'm working on a little bit more traction over the next few months. Company analysis is interesting here because it's very easy. For example, if I was launching a smartphone brand to say Apple, Samsung, nothing, OnePlus, etc., my competitors, because there's a clear market segment that's already evolved and it's there. In my case, you can have tangential, competitive analysis because if you look at these 5, for example, that I mentioned here, Selenium, Zero Sound, etc., they all tackle a specific vertical or an application, and it's not the same tech as one. I can't just say they're also competitors because that's not the truth. Business model. So first thing is, before I go to business model, let's just talk about this is some of the work I've done, but it's the 2 formats I'm looking at right now. One is a standalone device for a smaller environment, maybe just your desk or table, and for a larger environment for like a room like this size. This business model is tailored for B2B enterprise because that's the first vertical I'm looking at right now. Forget about the text in the white, just look at the green text. Subscription service, B2B integration licensing, data analytics platform, because as, for example, one device existing in the world versus a million devices existing in the world, because of the network effect, each device becomes better because of the cloud architecture that I have built myself. Installation and then CPU. Enterprises will pay for this because there's clear incentive for them that they can either upsell their current services with this enabled, or they can save money in the process. This deck is a very short deck of my, I have an actual technical deck of like 30-40 slides. Happy to share that with you later on, but this is for this pitch. The markets I'm focusing on right now is US and Europe, because there are tailwinds and incentives I can leverage to say that this product is better positioned there than in India for now. Progress I made, I guess biggest technical validations are 21.6 decibels of noise reduction at a specific frequency that are true for in an open environment. Basically, what that means is in any given environment, 21 decibels of reduction, which means the sound that is at the level of a loud motorcycle comes down to a busy restaurant. That's the difference of noise level that we were able to work. And a bunch more traction, etc. If you know Power Sopra, I followed the loss from batch 2. I have master definition for this and a bunch more. Timeline is 26 days, finish hardware and equity, and then scale production next year. And the ideal ultimate goal is to finish some of the cities like New York, Bangalore, etc. over the course of the next years.
I'm raising $70,000, out of which roughly $250,000 to $300,000 is already soft committed. $250,000 is by entrepreneurs first, and $50,000, if not more, is by angels that I'm working with right now. If you know Dr. Aniruddha Malpani, he has a venture fund called Malpani Ventures. I'm working with them as well as part of an angel round. And yeah, I'm happy to chat. This is my email. That's my website. Happy to chat and take some questions now.
Do you have any images like of the product? Like what does the product look like?
I have an entire OneDrive link I can send you later of the demo videos and stuff like that. But I guess I have a few photos of, I guess, the prototypes that I've tried to build. So these two are two of the photos, but I have the proper experiment also built out where you can clearly, even if you close your eyes, you can clearly hear the reduction in noise. So I can send that to you later.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain in a very layman manner how it works?
Yeah. Traditional noise cancellation earphones and headphones are an easy application of this tech because they control the environment in your ear, which is why it works with silicone tips. That's destructive interference, finding a sound wave that you want to cancel out, like traffic, and then inverting the phase of the sound wave and then sending the same wave outside. That's destructive. It's just a physics concept. The way I'm extrapolating it for open environments is by using directional speakers and microphones in an array. So in like a big environment, it'll be a ceiling-mounted system that will tackle specific points. So for example, the judges are sitting here, so it's there. Maybe if the presenter is on the stage here, it's for him. And then the audience have their own specific noise cancellation as well for them.
So will it work in a certain path or direction?
Yeah, which is why we're using directional speakers to specifically tailor to the environment. So if you three were sitting here, for example, it would work there. It's for each person's specific environment.
Is there a monetizable software layer? And if yes, then like what all do we have there?
Yeah, so I guess it's all about positioning and segmenting, because you can, as a hardware deep tech, think of Whoop. Whoop's subscription or sort of business model is giving you the hardware at a subsidized rate and then charging you hefty amounts for subscription. That's one way they've established sort of their dominance in the screenless wearable sector. So in the same way, you can, I guess the business model is still, I'm figuring it out, post pilots with the hospitals, but you can have subscription service where there are certain features paywalled behind the subscription for them to pay for it, and then integration analytics platform. Data is a very big moat these days, specifically for each environment. So hospitals would want to see what data, what insights they can draw from their data. So that's one thing. Installation of this, it's not as simple as buying an Alexa and putting it in your house. You need it installed, which is, again, something we can charge for. And then, of course, the consumer app for people who don't want to pay for software yet.
Okay. And like apart from hospitals, like who else do you think will be able to pay for this?
Just a second. Yeah. So I have, okay, this has 4, but I have 5. This is a hardware workspace in Koramangala. So they have the entire ground floor being workspace with machines and stuff. So if you're a hardware builder, you find them very valuable. But the thing is, it's a shared space, so it's very noisy. So that's one thing. These two are hospitals and healthcare institutions. Localhost is a venture fund as well as an office space. So they've agreed to let me roll this out in phases across all 4 of their campuses in the world. But if you see this is workspace, space tech, and hospitals. So the verticals are existing. It's not just healthcare. It's just that I've chosen healthcare as my first choice of vertical because of the opportunity that exists with regulation in US and Europe.
Okay.
Why
thanks.
did you choose this problem statement?
I think most entrepreneurs have a very rehearsed answer saying, oh, I liked it and stuff like that. But I've personally experienced this when I was preparing for my 10th and 12th grade board exams, sitting at my home during the pandemic. And it's a very uncontrolled environment because construction was happening. I live in Marathahalli, so it's very close to the HAL airport. It's, of course, traffic is there, as well as I live next to a train station also. And so all 3 modes of transportation, along with construction, were sort of making noise harder. And so what we did was we wrote a letter to our management saying, can you pause the construction in the apartment until our exams are over? All the 10th and 12th grade students in our apartment, they said no. And so I just got to thinking, if noise cancellation works so well in earphones and headphones, as we've experienced, why is there no product that works for open environments like this, which is where it makes most sense? Think of the noise, I think I'm assuming the generator there. Think of the noise it's making right now. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Next up, we have Dibs. Dibs is a trend-first thrift fashion brand helping Gen Z women stand out through affordable, one-of-a-kind vintage fashion. Please welcome Shreya on stage.
Hi, I'm Shreya and I'm building Dibs, which is a D2C thrift fashion brand. India produces 7.7 million tons of textile waste on an annual basis, the majority of which comes from unsold inventory produced by fast fashion brands such as H&M, Shein, Zara, etc., along with manufactured rejects produced by these same brands because they did not meet the brand guidelines. Next, we have export waste, which is a combination of the unsold inventory and manufactured defects produced by global and international brands, which are moved into second markets like India and China. Lastly, we have donated items, which are basically donated by the consumer post their use. This is the life cycle of a garment after it's produced by a brand and it enters the textile waste stream. After that, it moves into secondary markets like India and China. In India, the biggest hubs we have for this export surplus is Panipat, where it's distributed into 2 categories. One category is gone for recycling or dumped in landfills. The other one are pieces which are eligible for reselling, enter these export markets like Sarojini, Lajpat, Kolaba Causeway, and other thrift sellers. This presents us with an opportunity. This market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 13.2%, making it as big as 1 lakh crores by the year 2033. Now, why do people thrift? People thrift because they want unique, one-of-a-kind pieces at affordable prices while also having the thrill of discovery and making conscious fashion choices. But today, if someone wants to thrift, they have to go to these chaotic, huge markets where they have to dig through piles and piles of clothing and still not get what they want and come back with low quality and defected items. This is where we come in. We curate these pieces at affordable prices, one-of-a-kind, unique vintage pieces, and make it available from the customer to shop from website. All of these pieces are relevant to today's fashion trends. Now, how do we do that? We have an in-house AI agent known as Akira who, on the supply side, tracks all of these fashion trends and makes supply briefs for our vendors and sourcing agents, which ensures that we are sourcing pieces that are backed by data, and these pieces are actually what the consumer wants. On the consumer side, we're building Akira to be a personal stylist. Rather than scrolling through 100 of SKUs, the consumer can directly talk to Akira and tell them what they want and get exactly clothing pieces according to their needs. Apart from that, we also host a lot of regular offline pop-ups to validate offline demand, and we're now looking to collaborate with cafes such as First Coffee, Got Tea, and Turtle Matcha Bar across multiple of their outlets in Delhi, NCR, and Bangalore to validate our offline demand further before we open our first experiential store in Bangalore. Lastly, we're working on our in-house upcycle product line, and one of our first concepts is the Cyanotype collection, where we're collaborating with artists and small creators such as Mesa and putting their artwork on our pieces. This will give us a second inventory revenue generation and also have more control over the supply. This model has been proven overseas by multiple brands in the Western countries such as Goodwill, Salvation Armies, and the Savers family of thrift store. We have generated more than 20 lakhs in revenue with a net profit of 60% and have grown our Instagram community of 13,000 women purely organically with a repeat purchase of 22%. These are some of our reviews and customers wearing our products. We asked 50 lakhs for a runway of 12 to 18 months on a safe note. This capital will be used to scale our distribution, make our inventory and our drop engine more stronger, build systems and teams, and also launch our upcycling line. Thank you. So this is your chance to call dibs on us.
Great pitch. So my questions are around the quality assurance and the customer experience. Like, how do you ensure, like, what are some of the SOPs that you have in place? If you can throw some light on that.
So, as I said, talking about our competitors, for example, one big name in India, the market is still very fragmented in India, but one big name that also went to Shark Tank is Bombay Closet Cleanse. So how their model works is they source from the consumers, which are you guys themselves, and they can't control over what quality they're getting, what pieces they're getting from which era. What we do is we have direct supply access to these factories that receive hundreds and kgs of clothes every day, and we handpick and curate these pieces with tie-ups with vendors whose job is daily to go through these stock. So we have partnerships with vendors on site, and we have SOPs and checklists which our agent creates for them, and they only curate those particular pieces and send it to us.
Okay, and any thoughts on the returns and exchanges in this segment?
So we don't offer any returns or exchanges as of now because that's in India, that's part of the thrifting culture. So in case you have any size issues, we will resell it for you within our own community.
Okay, thanks.
Warehousing is yours currently?
Sorry?
Is warehousing yours? You store the
Yes,
supply?
yes, we store the supply.
What is throughput like?
So our throughput line is actually not a lot because our inventory is pretty moving. We only, with our agent and with more and more data we feed into the agent, the sourcing is getting better and better. If we have any dead stock, it goes out through offline pop-ups or we do monthly clearance sales.
Got it. And margins are right now how much?
We have net profit margins of 60%. So I'll just show you on the slide. our average buying price is around 80 to 100 rupees. Our average selling price per SKU is around 700 to 900 rupees depending on the SKU because each SKU is unique. For example, that dress would cost around 10 to 15,000, whereas this top here would cost around 750 to 800. And our shipping costs are 45 to 50 rupees per package. And we don't have any returns, so we don't have any RTO charges. And our average order value, because customers generally bundle a bunch of stuff and then order, rather than ordering one SKU, that is around 1,500 to 1,800 rupees.
What is CAC right now?
We don't run any ads right now, so our CAC is 0. It's purely organic up until now.
And that's based on drops like.
Yeah, we
organic.
post a lot of organic content. We've built a lot of community within while collaborating with a lot of creators on a barter basis, and just like through our organic content.
And as you scale, what do you see? What do you foresee will be a challenge?
So what one of our challenges was because we only have a single SKU, and a lot of people might have demand for that. We saw we have a lot of retention rate, but not repeat purchases because you can't buy the same product. So to increase the repeat purchases, we're coming up with an upcycling line, which is still not manufactured, but we'll take that part of the waste that was going into the landfill. We're taking that, we're reusing and upcycling it and creating it to new pieces. So we have multiple SKUs with repeat purchases as well.
Got it. So you'll start having a manufacturing line for the upcycle.
Yes. So this will also be priced higher, which will also increase our AOVs. So for example, this cyanotype top, it's basically a technique which was used in the 1890s where you print on paper and tops through the sun and UV rays. So that is what we're coming up with, and we're collaborating with artists and creators who have a similar TG to us. Naisha is one of our potential collaborators, and she'll be, with her community, she has more than 80,000 followers on Instagram. She's an artist, and she also avidly promotes thrifting. We're going to be using her artwork on our drops and leveraging her community as well. So these will be limited edition drops.
Got it. Do you refurbish your supply right now, or do you sell it
No,
as is?
so we don't refurbish anything. That is why we're starting the refurbish and upcycling line. This is one of our concepts. We have 3 more things that are in the pipeline, one of which is basically patchwork and beaded tops, which is also trending a lot right now. Brands like Past Modern, Nefs Finds are doing it. But they're manufacturing it newly. What we're doing it, we're taking beads and fabric from old tops and then repurposing it on new tops and making it a new product.
Got it. Is the insight that customers want to design first things and pricing is an advantage? Like, what is the one insight that customers are buying because of?
So previously, actually, our AOVs have increased recently. Previously, we used to sell on an average 200 to 350. But what we noticed was we were mostly focusing on the price-sensitive segment before. People who go to your Sarojini or Lajpat, क्योंकि सस्ते में कपड़े चाहिए. Now we've shifted that, and we're focusing on more of a fashion-forward consumer, which is this. We're focusing on more of a fashion-forward consumer who does not care about the pricing, but more of what the piece they're getting. So if they focus on more dressing uniquely, standing out from the crowd, they consume a lot of fashion content, they are in the fashion community, so we're more focusing on them.
And
so
they don't, sorry to interrupt, they
Yeah,
don't
no
care
worries.
about the fact that it's thrifted or not.
No.
Is that a consideration factor?
No. But it's still a growing community in India. A lot of people have a misconception that किसी और के पहने हुए कपड़े होते हैं, but that is not the case in India. Outside it is like that because they, as a culture in the community, have of a lot of donating stuff, but India में कोई donate करता नहीं है. तो इसीलिए our model is more on factory rejects and manufacturers rather than taking from the people. And we're also putting out a lot of educational content, so whoever has this stigma also gets more aware.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, sorry. All right, just a quick note before we move on to our next pitch. Just a quick reminder that there is going to be a networking event right after the pitching gets over. So any leftover questions, any clarity you need whatsoever on the businesses that you've already shown interest on the next platform app, then you will have an opportunity to do so. Now moving on, we have Wingman Connections by Krishna and Varshita. Wingman is a high intent relationship platform built to help people meet in real life and not just have a superficial relationship online. Please welcome them on stage.
Hi, am I audible? Good evening, everyone. I'm Varshita and I'm 25. I've spent most of my life building products, solving problems, and whatnot. But someday I have also realized the fact that I need love life too. And I did what most of the people of my age do. I've joined dating apps. Not one, but four. At the end of the day, that's what desperation and loneliness makes you do, right? And guess what? I still end up being lonely. After being 8 months on dating apps, I understood a simple fact that finding people is not difficult, but finding people with same intention as you is the most difficult part. The modern dating apps have people with lot of mixed intentions. People come there for casuals, hookups. Only few say they are here for the serious intent, and also people who doesn't have clarity about what they want. And this mismatch is the biggest problem. Everyone there says they are here for the long-term relationship, but who is verifying it? Nobody. And this mismatch again creates the problems like endless swiping, decision fatigue, ghosting, and the matches that go nowhere. So I thought this was only my problem until we went on roads to speak a lot of people. We shared polls. We had more than thousands of calls ourselves personally to understand the problem and validate it. We figured out that this is not only my problem, but also the problem of 28% serious intent users among 100 million people who are actively on dating apps in India. So that's the moment we decided to build Wingman. Wingman is the relationship platform for the people with serious intent. And how do we verify this is, we verify intent through a 30-minute psychologist-led call called Know Yourself. In this Know Yourself, people not only know about themselves, but also we try behavioral profiling them. We understand them beyond their profiles, not only the interest, but also intent, emotional readiness, the seriousness, and the awareness that they have about themselves. And post that, they'll go through something called compatibility quiz, which helps us to understand the relationship dynamics, lifestyle, and preferences between two people. And based on all this, we show them 3 profiles a day. And we don't just stop after showing them 3 profiles. We act as a true wingman and make sure they go on their real life date. So here our target market is not everyone who are on the dating apps, but the age group of 24 to 36 who are looking for intentional relationships. And that brings us roughly to 2 million people in India.
3 months ago, we opened our waitlist and 3,000 users joined the waitlist. 1 month in June, we went live on both App Store and Play Store, and we got 800 plus signups. In last month alone, we have facilitated 45 dates to our actual users, which generated us a revenue of 44,000. Right now, we are charging Know Yourself charge of 199 rupees and date confirmation charge of 499 rupees. Once we reach 5,000 users, we'll be charging 499 for Know Yourself and 5,000 for membership charge. Once a user got accepted into Wingman, they will be paying a membership charge of 5,000 rupees. So this is Rashminda Nair. She is a counseling psychologist with experience of 6 years in relationship issues on couple therapy. And she is Varshita. She is a co-founder of Wingman. She went to Shark Tank with her startup called Viva Life Innovations. I am Krishna Gundala. I have experience of 6 years in Merchant Navy, and I founded 2 startups before building Wingman. So we are asking for 3 CR for a 5% equity. So for this will give us a runway of 18 months. In next 18 months, our target is to go to 5 cities, which will get 20,000 users per city, which generate a monthly revenue of 55 CR. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. The problem statement is very valid, so kudos to you for tackling it. I'm curious to understand how you think of, the larger players in India which have, let's say, a larger market as well and have been able to monetize, haven't been able to scale as well. So how do you think of those? Why is Match Group not as big in India, and how does like a newish platform become big enough? Because revenue pools of dating seem to be thin. How do you tackle that problem?
So we understand that, as you said, there are huge number of players, but the simple question we're gonna ask them also is, no one is verifying intent, right? I've been on aisle for more than 8 months. If you see the screenshots, people either come up with the pickup lines, or they come up asking the direct proposals or the compliments. But in the pool of people, if you ask me, how could I able to find the person who is as serious as I am? What is that filter that I can use at end of the day? So they optimize for the engagement, yes. The discovery has been solved by them, that's again a yes. But intent is still something the larger players unsolved. So that's what we are trying to solve over here. And as we said, our niche is very small. We only target who have serious intent. We don't need someone who want to just come here, pass their time, and just pass others' time also.
Got it. How accurate is the psychology test, and putting in that sort of, let's say, friction for a user, right?
Yes.
Does that mean, like, I understand that the power user will still come to you, but the one in the middle, will they still be able to go through the funnel because of that friction, or is that too much of a gap?
So the know yourself session which we are planned, like we designed, is for 30 minutes. But when coming to the friction, that is where we are filtering the intent of the user. Like if a user just come to a dating app and make a profile in 10 minutes, then no one will filter the intent. But if a person is spending that much of time or efforts to come to a dating app, then that is where we are also filtering the intent.
To add on to that, we just not only talk to the user, we talk to them about their past, their traumas, their expectations. What do they bring to the table if they are getting into relationship through our app, their non-negotiables, and everything that is required for us to confirm, okay, this user is having serious intent. And this is what most of the users tell to us about that, right? This is not the questions we talk to our friends or our family or anyone on general basis. So.
How do you fare against some of the newer age dating apps like Wavelength, Wingy, Verona? Like, what is your, comparable from that lens?
So, Wavelength, yes, I can understand the fact that Wavelength reduces the whole friction. Wavelength do the people's job very easier by suggesting them few profiles. But again, Wavelength also doesn't ensure that end up in the real date. And Verona is again a matchmaking platform, but here we are trying to build a bridge between the casual dating and also the matrimony and the matchmaking. Somewhere around where people can have their own time in building the relationship to take it forward or come back to the other one.
So I understand the layer of, trying to understand their intent first, right? But how do you ensure that they will meet in person? Like, how do you ensure that the physical meetup takes place?
So we have designed our product like we have a limited time calling and chatting option with us. Like we will be giving only 30 minutes in-app call only. So what we are making sure that like in the know yourself session only, we'll be explaining the users clearly about what we are designed for. So in the 30 minutes, like we have almost facilitated 45 dates. Until now, no one went out of the app and went on a date like by themselves. They came back after 30 minutes call, they will request a date, then we will facilitate a date for them. So it's food with us with 45 dates we have done.
We also have a couple of users who went on dates, but they came back and exploring other profiles also. And we also understood the fact that now people are very well matured, that they are not in a situation where they just give off their Instagram profiles or mobile numbers for no reason, with the issues all happening around, the bill sharing. And there are a lot of things that are happening around the dating platforms.
And we are also wanted to create an experience of like how the offline dates will go. Like we are partnered with around 7 restaurants right now in Bangalore. So we are sending our users to those restaurants or cafes only. So their complete first date experience will be so good that they will come back to us saying for one more, like asking for one more date.
But for the next date, do they still come onto your platform? I mean, for the second date, they can coordinate via WhatsApp,
So if they are going with the same person on second date, that's definitely a success story for us. Because when you went with an outcome, you bring 2 more people to us. And if you're not satisfied with the person that you have went on a date and you come back and explore more options, we are also ready to give you that.
Okay, and like how do you ensure safety? I mean, because like compared to the other apps where they are just matchmaking and then it is up to them. But here, since you are facilitating the meetup, like are there any legal implications? How do you ensure safety?
So the partner restaurants like which we are partnered with, they will be making sure that the facility which they are meeting will be secured and they will be monitored by one of the team members of the restaurants on cafe. So this is how we will make sure that nothing will happen during the date, and they will be not exchanging any phone numbers or anything. So it's completely safe for them to meet there and go.
And we are very clear regarding the places we choose, right? We are not into resto bars or something like that. They are just the cafes or the places they just can have brunch or lunch, dinner. So
Okay.
Got it. I'm just curious, why are you pricing it so early?
Sorry,
You're very early in your journey. Why are you pricing the product right now?
I can't hear you.
I'm saying you are very early in your journey.
right now we are not pricing the product. We
Okay.
are only validating with 199 rupees whether they are paying for the know yourself or not. But we only start pricing once we reach 5,000 users, when the matchmaking becomes easy and when the density is thick.
Got it.
Yeah.
Out of 3,000 signups, how many people have actually used your Know Yourself product?
Right now we have more than 3,000 plus waiting list customers. Each one of them came organically. We went on Church Street, we went to public places to promote our product, founder-led content. LinkedIn especially helped us to get a lot of users. And we just launched our app in June. We are live on Play Store and App Store since June. We have 800 plus signups.
So all the 800 plus signups which we are talking about took the Know Yourself session and then got accepted into the platform. So all the people got accepted.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Playroot Golf. Playroot Sports is building the sporting infrastructure Indian golf never had, structuring brand partnerships, running golf events, and operating the first Euro-Asia performance corridor to produce India's world champions in golf. I'd like to welcome Vibhav on stage.
Can I have the deck? I think we have to change the deck. No, no. I'm building another brand. Payroll go. Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Vibhav and I'm building Playroot Golf. We're here to make India a golfing nation. Okay. Before I go ahead with my pitch, I'd like to give a brief story on an incident. That's my mom, who's met Kapil Dev recently at a PGTI event. And there's a PGTI director who's introducing her to Kapil Dev as Vibhav's mom. While that is a moment which I do look back upon proudly, I'd like to give you some background. For 2.5 years, I've managed marketing and partnerships for PGTI at the highest level, at the national level, alongside Kapil Dev, who was the president of the board. Think of what BCCI was for cricket, this is the body for golf. And I traveled across the country, met key stakeholders across various golf clubs who gave me a problem statement to solve for. And while I was at PGTI, I managed to close and manage partnerships worth crores with Adani Group, Tata Steel, Rolex, and also state tourism boards. That's the tourism minister of Telangana who supported one of the events. And through it all, I've continued to be a golfer myself where I'm also a member at the Hyderabad Golf Club. From the travel, there's one thing I realized. India does have an audience for golf, but the problem isn't the sport, but it's access to it. Too very few people play, and for those who do, and those who are taking up professional golf, face a situation where there's a problem in pathway to be the best in the world. And that is what that is why Playroot Golf exists. We exist to grow the game, get more people playing golf, build the golfing culture, and support the people who aim to win championships abroad as well. Golf in India is right now at a $1 billion market, but right now we're focused on the experience market as well, where the experience economy, meaning where people are paying a certain amount for social events and curated experiences. That is going to be doubled till 2030, and it will reach $59 billion valuation at that time. And as we know, golf is a sport played by HNIs, and HNIs are also drastically growing in this country at the moment. We've had some great traction in the past few months. This is the Hyderabad Open, which we hosted at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. That's the governor of Telangana giving away the prizes. We had 300 golfers travel from across the country to compete for a prize pool of 25 lakh rupees in Boulder Hills. We managed to close sponsorships and partnerships with brands like Godrej Security Solutions, Zaggle, and a few others. We made a revenue of 80,000 rupees from this event few months back. And just last month, on July 4th, we launched the Q Golf Studio by Playroot Golf. It is an indoor golf simulator studio inside the Quorum Club in Hyderabad. Quorum Club is one of premium private member-only clubs, and we have this simulator where you can hit the shot, and when the ball hits the screen, you actually play a course in the simulator. It is one of the best technologies called TrackMan, and we use their technology, and which was already set up. So this is a partnership with Quorum Club. So since the launch from last month, we made a revenue of 90,000 up to date. This is through coaching sessions, through simulator booking access, and we also have events with Quorum as well. And my brother, who's a Leadbetter certified coach, manages and heads the experience and coaching here. And coming to the one where I'm mainly working on right now is the Playroot Golf Experience, where we'll be hosting this across India. The plan is to reach all the major golf clubs in the country, host a Playroot Golf Experience for the open it to the public, where people pay a certain amount and experience golf a certain way. And this would be in terms of two ways. One is corporates and institutions. We would do offsites, leadership offsites, educational institutions, where we would host group experiences. Another segment would be individual and smaller groups, where people just come, use the range, and play golf. And right now, we have onboarded to the T Golf venue in Bangalore as of now, and we're going to start this experience soon. And my ask today is not for an investment, but for you guys to come and experience it yourself. And once we scale this venue into the T, we'll be expanding across the country for later. Thank you. And if you could scan the QR code, and if you show your interest, that we can set something up. Thank you so much. Any questions? If you want to know about the industry or golf in general, open to take anything. Yeah.
Entertainment golf industry, like there's Top Golf, etc., and mini golfs. Like, will that also become a part of your roadmap?
Yeah, I'm already in touch with the South Korea brand. It's an indoor simulator brand where we'll be partnering and expanding across India in terms of selling the simulator. So that's a different market which we'll be getting into, since we already have an outlet and we're getting leads from that, and we'll be expanding on that as well. So that's the market. Indoor golf is an exciting stage, and just to state some facts, in US, the indoor golfers have exceeded the outdoor golfers, meaning the people who are playing on the simulators are more in a day than the outdoor golf. So we can see that trend slowly coming to India as well. And yeah.
Are there any global competitors for this market?
Sorry?
Are there any global players in this market?
Like mentioned, Top Golf is one of the good experience, but what we're not owning the facility. We're only providing a significant experience inside the facility. So we would be using Topgolf as well to create our own experience. So in terms of experience, I could tell you Alive is an app where they also do experiences. But again, we would also use them and create our own experience. So we're not looking at any player right now because it's still new in the market.
So these global players, I think that you guys were discussing, like what kind of scale has this Top Golf been able to achieve?
Like there's Topgolf in Hyderabad, there's Sky Golf recently opened in
So
Bangalore.
like outside India,
Yeah.
like what are some of the companies doing this? And what kind of revenue scale have they been able to achieve? Like how big have they become?
They've become multi-billion dollar brands in terms of like, let's say the simulator brands, I can take Topgolf as well. They're all over the US as well. So that's, Topgolf is a segment which has come to India as well. It's
Okay.
a thing. So it is a franchise model which they're doing here as well.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you so much. All
Thank
the
you.
best.
Thank you.
Who's orange just here? Sorry, Aman.
There should be better numbers on why India golf is small and when it will grow. Is it an infra problem? Is it a consumer?
Okay, next up we have Nax. Nax is reinventing Indian snacks for people who want indulgent flavors without overthinking their calories. I'd like to welcome Raj, Apurva and Shruti on stage.
Yeah. I think I should have dumbed it down even more. I thought also like it was like a thing where I wanted to make it interesting more because to get people to register and come experience it first.
Which is good. The couple day start is all good.
Yeah.
Then you kind of in your next pitch,
Yeah.
go and dumb down the
Check,
actual
check.
golf.
Yeah.
This is the
Check.
ecosystem.
Okay. Hello.
Requesting all of you to also pick up snacks we've put on the trolley. Thank you so much. Agnes, we can start. Yeah. Let's meet Raj. He loves his Indian snacks, be it bhakarwadi, matri, he loves them all. But after consuming them, he has this weird sense of heaviness, bloating, a bad aftertaste. And he's fully aware about how calorie dense these products are. And so he decides to do better for himself.
He goes out in the market to explore what's out there in the healthy segment. He comes across millet chips and protein bars. I mean, this is not his first choice, but he still gives it a go. The real question here is, does Raj really have to forcefully change his taste palette in order to go healthier?
Guess what? He doesn't have to.
Introducing Nax. Can we just have the clicker here? Yeah. So introducing Nax. At Nax, our vision is very, very simple.
okay.
We here to destigmatize the Indian snacks from the stigma of being unhealthy. We believe that eating healthy shouldn't mean giving up on what you love. So we are officially here for the glow up of our desi snacks. What does that mean? Cleaner ingredients, fewer calories without any compromise on taste. We are live in the market with our first product, which you're trying right now, which is khakra, in 6 different flavors. And this is what our future portfolio looks like.
So what makes us different, right? We based on 2 things. One, we focus really on how we want to develop our own recipes with our R&D labs. And 2, playing on flavors. We want to bring flavor bombs which complement our snacks and go along with them. That's what makes us. And you can already see the proof of it, how we've already reduced 20% calorie count in the khakra as compared to other brands. And in front of you, the packets that you see, they're under 125 calories a pack.
So we're sitting at an Indian ethnic snacks market of 38,000 crore. And the tailwinds in our favor are that quick commerce in the last year closed at 64,000 crore and is projected to double up in the next 4 years. And the whole business of quick commerce, out of that, 30% itself is snack and beverage. So we're going to be doubling down on quick commerce in the next few years.
This is what we've been up to so far. We've done a lifetime sales of 27 lakhs. As you see, 67% comes from pop-ups. That's been an intentional cause. We wanted to be close to the customer, get some feedback. And we unlocked quick commerce in the month of May, which is Blinkit and Instamart, as well as Amazon. And we've started focus on our B2B channel, which is corporate pantries and gifting. That adds to 20% of our revenue. And we sit at 1.5 MTD and aim to close at 5 lakhs this month.
So our target here is to reach 25 lakhs of revenue by the month of December. Our GTM strategy here is very simple. Let's split it into two, B2B and B2C. Like Shruti mentioned, we started B2B last month itself. We'll be going in for 2 channels. The first would be corporate pantries because that's where we believe our ICP is sitting. In order to reach them, we'll be going to facility management companies, which are basically companies who help us supply snacks to these corporate offices. We were able to crack a few of them in the last month, and which helped NACS land in offices like Netflix, Comet, and GhostOps. So we've already landed these clients. On the second side, we would also be focusing on approaching gifting agencies and leveraging the incoming festive season, which would be Diwali, and as well as the wedding season. So that is on B2B side of things. On the B2C side of things, we have D2C and pop-ups, which will continue to grow. We've been growing organically there, and we plan to start Meta from next month. On QuickCom, we are already present in 50 dark stores. We plan to extend to 200 by December. And a vending machine is another interesting channel for us, where we see a potential of reaching 1,000 plus machines by December. This is how our revenue projections channel-wise looks like over the next 4 months.
So this is our channel-wise unit economics. We split into 5 channels. The B2B and pop-up channel is our most profitable channel, which will help us fuel the CM2 negative channels, which is quick commerce and e-commerce.
So yes, that's us, Team NACS. Hi, I'm Apurva.
Hi, I'm Shruti.
And we are here to give you a new knack for snacking. And our ask here would be just 70 lakhs, and this is where our fund utilization would be happening. Thank you so much.
Great acting by Raj. And great pitch also. I mean, currently, like, what channels do we have live? What is the current traction?
So currently we have Ecom Live, QCom Live. We have B2B channels. We have tracked 2 of facility management companies and 1 gifting agencies as well. And pop-up is something that is running on its own. So we hire a few interns who goes on pop-ups and do activations and everything on behalf of us. So we are more focusing on B2B channels right now.
Yeah, till now we've been live on B2B. We've been live on pop-ups, which contributes to maximum of our revenue because we focused on activation. And then 4 months earlier, we unlocked Blinkit and Instamart. And just last month, we started B2B, just corporate pantries.
What's the repeat rate on Blinkit or Instamart?
So we've been there for 2 months itself, and we've not been able to get the data for repeat rate exactly just on QCom. But overall, if you ask us, we're sitting at 20 to 25% repeat rate because all of our business on website is coming anyway from the pop-ups right now, since we're not running any Meta.
Are there any same locations that you have done multiple times pop-ups?
Sorry?
Yeah, the locations tend to repeat, but we have done different types of pop-ups. We have done around 5 to 7 types of experiential pop-ups. That is Namu Bank and Namu Market, and vegan market is there. So different tryouts. So different type, but the location changes.
But we've put up stalls at the same location multiple times, where we tend to find customers who've already bought from us as well.
Can you go back to the commission slide, like unit economics?
Yeah.
QCom is minus 17%.
CM2.
Yeah, CM2
and
is
it'll be your largest channel. How will...
Yeah, so till December we are expecting that B2B would be our largest channel rather than QCom being our largest channel.
If you have to build a 100 crore company, which channel will be your largest?
QCOM would be ultimately, but after December, once we unlock the whole of India in QCOM, right now we are restricted by the QCOM platform itself. So we were live in, earlier we were live in 7, then we are currently live in 50, but due to supply chain issues from the QCOM end, we were not able to scale to 200 stores. So that is restrictive channel in itself only, and as per our estimation, it would be unlocked till November, the whole of Mumbai and of Blinkit, and then ultimately in level 4, we would be live in the whole of India.
No, but at steady state, what will be your economics on quick commerce is what I'm trying to understand.
Steady state.
Yeah, so after this is our estimate till December itself. So afterwards, till Jan or Feb, we would be reducing the marketing CAC and see how we are able to differentiate our product as well, because on offline only we are getting repeats. So on QCOM it would be more convenient for us, as well as we also will be doing marketing and other branding opportunities from where the QCOM fulfillment will be happening.
But
So
just to add here, we don't see QuickCom as a awareness channel. We see it as a fulfillment channel. So we are going to double down on QuickCom, and we truly believe, looking at the tailwinds, QuickCom is going to contribute to the maximum revenue. But even then, we don't feel that we can attain profitability more than 5 to 7% on QuickCom, and hence we'll have to fuel in QuickCom through B2B, where we are going to be profitable.
Got it. Just generally, I think I'd say that this is a very quick commerce first product. Figure out pricing, and instead of deviating focus, it's, I mean, initially helpful to, figure out multiple channels, but you want to build a very focused company.
Yeah.
And this is a very quick commerce first product. So try to be more strategic about economics on quick. Even if you have to burn initially, figure out a line of sight to growth there. B2B fueling B2C growth very infrequently works. If it works, great. So please do try, and I'm sure you could be successful. But that's one thing. Tell me, in terms of packaging, you are saying great packaging, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Did you consider doing more Indianized packaging, considering one of the things that you're saying is that you will be, Indian snacks and you will make them calorie efficient? Was there a point of view there?
So we don't want to do a fully Indianized packaging because we want to infuse different flavors. Like you see, they're not very traditional flavors. So if we do a fully desi kind of a branding, then we won't really stand out, because we want to stand out to Gen Zs, because we want to do more flavor infusion. So like Apurva also mentioned, our next product is going to be like a rusk or like a khari, which comes in plain, simple flavors, but that's why we want to also see how we can do our R&D and infuse better flavors.
Also, we want the first touch point to be, oh wow, what's this? We don't want that, we're not aiming for that familiarity, ki, oh, this is khakra or rusk. That's the whole point of introducing flavors.
Yeah.
So we intentionally want the packaging to be a little aspirational and modern, so that the flavors and the colors attract them, not the khakra or the rusk itself. So we're not going for the nostalgic angle.
Got it. Why smaller packs and not larger packs? Because smaller packs, logistics cost per pack, challenging. Have you considered, do you have larger packs?
Yes, so this was also intentional. Our ICP is corporates, and we believe that quick commerce and vending machines is something that we are made ideally for. So we are more of an everyday cheat brand where, we have assortment packs as well, which is a pack of 6, pack of 10, pack of 12. So if you want to stack it up for your house, sure, we'll be there. But it's more like you can travel with it, you can take it out of a vending machine. So it's like a quick buy.
More like an everyday, yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great packaging, great taste.
Thank you.
Have you guys raised money before?
We are bootstrap.
Okay. And how much money have you guys put into the startup so far?
Around 10 lakhs.
Got it. Okay. Great progress, guys. I think amazing progress so far.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As Yuvraj was saying, just double down on one channel. I think
Yes.
that will be a great way for you to scale.
Just one little nuance here is that we did try out our hand at GTMTs, and we very soon figured out that we can just choose one out of QuickCom and GT, and we just let that go because that also needs money.
Yeah.
So that was a fantastic learning over there. Yes, First Club is really like the products, and they are asking for more assortment. So I think they'll welcome us better after 4 months.
Why are you raising less?
I mean, we're planning a raise.
yeah, we can chat afterwards.
We can for sure increase the ask. But we're planning a seed round 4 months down the
In the
lane.
December, once we achieve MRR of 25 lakhs.
Yeah.
So right now, even in 70 lakhs, we would be going for
4 months.
convertible notes only, so rather than giving any equity as
Sure.
of now.
Let's chat.
Comparison to competitors?
I can't hear what?
Pricing in comparison to competitors?
So our pricing is a bit premiumized in comparison to traditional competitors that were there in that.
We are at par with Snackable.
We are at par with the better for you
Yeah,
category.
so we are like at par with Snackable, not more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, we were supposed to have Orange Invest here with us next, but then right now they're busy in an investor meeting, but they will be there during the networking event, which will be happening right after. I'll quickly tell you, a little bit about Orange Invest. What a family office is to HNIs, Orange Invest is for mass affluent Indians, a proactive AI that sees your full financial picture and tells you what to do next and execute it. And now, next up is the most exciting bit. We'll be giving away the awards very, very soon. But in the meantime, we'll take the jury away just to decide, who's going to be the winners. And in the meantime, I would like to invite Hari and Pradeep, two of our angel investors, to come here and say a few words.
Hi. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the people who have presented. It's a great effort. I just wanted to share a few thoughts. I know all of you are at a very early stage. Many of you have taken the D2C consumer route, but that's a route which is very, very challenging in today's market, because today we have got plenty of companies doing that. So ordinary products will be very difficult for you to raise money. You really need to innovate on the products and look at, because people are all looking for new experiences, because they're looking for new products which has got some health benefits or some other benefits, because all these markets where you're looking at quick commerce, they are a loss-making business. So funding becomes very difficult. Plus, not only that, your cash flow cycle, right from the time you do your raw material to your production to your distribution to the money coming back, it's a 4-month cash flow cycle. So for early stage startup, it's very difficult unless you are well funded, especially for your working capital. So I would say that think big and think more innovative. This is for the D2C brands. Look at innovative products. I really like this spirulina product. I think that's something new. So that's got a great potential if it is marketed properly. The other thing I wanted to tell most people is you are all focusing on the top 5% of the Indian population. Look at the bottom 80%. That's got a huge market. So the 80% market is something which most of you have not thought about. I think that's a great play in India, and you must look at products which can do that. I would say that, textile, repurposing textile is a great business, but it's very, very tough. I've seen many startups in that space. They've all worked hard for 7-8 years before they got some traction. So it's good that many of you are looking at those sectors, because they are all very, very important. If you have to really look at ESG and see how much of waste to wealth we can create. On the tech side, except for a couple of startups who had presented, most of the others looked very ordinary. So I would say that people who are in the tech side, please think big. Investors are not interested in you making revenue today. We are looking at if you can build a world-class business in the next 5 years, 7 years. So there is a lot of patient capital available. So don't talk about revenues if you're building something breakthrough. So look at your R&D, look at your innovation, And look at investors who can wait for 5 to 7 years before you even make 1 rupee. You know, that's very important for most of you to understand that investors are all not looking at revenue today. They are looking at what are you building and whether it could be a disruptive technology in the future. So that's what I had to say, but great effort, and thank you for the team to organize such a nice event. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I think my friend Harish said it all. There is not much to say. See, I've been part of the angel community for a while in Bangalore, and I've attended a few such events, but in most of them, most of the products have AI. Right? I'm so glad that there are snacks and drinks without AI, though, you know, there is obviously noise cancellation with AI, but that's okay. But the quality of today's pitches were truly mind-blowing. The kind of content and the confidence with which you presented your pitches, absolutely well-researched. It kind of answers to all the questions, you know, most of the jury had asked. So it was kind of mind-blown. I should have actually asked my son to come and, you know, take a look because, you know, Mesa is doing some very good stuff here. I stay actually right opposite in an apartment community here, but I never knew that, you know, there was a Mesa school in place in this particular building. You guys need to put some, you know, branding right outside the building, folks, so that, you know, I could have probably, you know, got my son to come and attend a course here. So that said, I think, you know, he kind of, you know, had a very, very good point that we're focusing on the top 5%. The problem the world is going to face very, very, very quickly is a problem of excess. Content, communication, what we consume. I would kind of, you know, want some of your pitches, some of your products, services to go toe the line where, you know, it kind of veers into a little bit of minimalism, stuff that you can handle, people can handle, and will keep them sane. I think the dating app was more or less kind of, you know, attempted that. You know, I'm not sure if it will work or not, but I think that's what we are talking about. You know, you don't want overexposure. You know, I think your brands needs to kind of, you know, go in a particular channel. It needs to appeal to a particular community if it is niche. So I kind of, you know, really humbly request you from the temptation of kind of, you know, splashing your, you know, well-made money or money on, you know, marketing unnecessarily. So that's kind of what I want to leave you with. But having said that, I'm sure all of you are going to succeed one way or the other. You're going to raise funds. You're going to make your brands proud. So thank you very much.
Just give us 5 minutes. We're just deciding the final scores, and then we'll be back to distribute the awards. But please sit tight. We'll be right back. Thank you. एक सेकेंड ये ले ले. Hello. All right, you'll have to bear with us for another 5 minutes before we can give away the awards. But in the meantime, I'd love to invite Jivraj on stage to share a few words on what the experience has been like.
Hey folks, firstly again, congratulations to the Mesa team and all of the pitches. Incredible job by all of you. It's actually very, very well refined. I mean, as somebody and the three of us and many people in the room are used to listening to pitches all day, multiple times a day, and to be in that chair again and see such articulate pitches, very strong energy, great confidence was really, really good. So genuinely congratulations on being able to craft such a strong narrative. I've been asked to say something motivational. I don't know about that. I'll maybe just share some common points of feedback though. I think in general, there were some things that struck out to me. We actually look at a bunch of consumer stuff overall and we invest a lot in consumer. I think as founders think of a spike. In my head as an investor, one of the things I want to look out for is one thing that you're uniquely better than anybody I've ever met. Sometimes it's with a founder's insane amount of customer obsession, right? They talk always customer backwards. Sometimes it's this insane amount of obsession for distribution. They just talk distribution, distribution, distribution. Some founders just talk about supply chain, right? They will optimize the last nickel out of any supply chain possible. Some founders are very cost-centric, that they will fight for the last penny. Some founders are very, very strong on saying that we will only focus on doing this. Some founders have a very strong opinion on where the macro market is headed, right? I think, of course, the caveat is that you have to present all of your thoughts in 4 to 5 minutes, which is very challenging. But think of this one point of touch that you want to leave somebody listening to you with, right? And that can be this one spike that you have or multiple. It really helps if you have one standard messaging that you're really trying to really succeed with. So I think that's one. Think of spikes individually and then from a communication lens. Secondly, I'd say in consumer, the bar for outcomes has become significantly large. So starting a consumer has become extremely simplified, for good or for bad, right? Mostly for good, which means that any amount of customer validation should come at a higher bar. So push yourself to think that either number of customers or number of revenue should be higher than, I think, what was being aimed for, and push for really strong feedback. I think that's the second thing that I would probably think of. And the third is, I saw a lot of confidence here. I would say that have even more confidence in saying that we can build a 500 crore company. We can build a 1,000 crore revenue company. That I'd love to come and see that, okay, we're building the next wave of this. And we're really going to make that happen, right? Just say it. You have to say it, you have to believe it, and then you have to make it happen. So I think that's the third thing. But otherwise, really good job, really strong insights. Talk maybe even more specifically on competitors, right? As somebody who's building in the market, it helps to have a pointed objective on who the other players in your market are and why you're better. So yeah, I think all of this covers a bunch. But again, I hope this is only the start for many of you. And you keep at it. You build a very, very large company. Focus on points of really strong growth and take people's help in that. And hopefully you can build something really large. Congratulations and all the best again.
All right, so we have decided who the winners are. Sid is coming to the stage in just about 30 seconds.
Have the checks. Ankit is here.
very good.
Is Ankit here? Should we wait for Ankit? Just check now. Yep. Hi again, guys. Hello. Thank you for being patient for this entire day. I think it was a tiring day for all of us, but at the same time, really exciting to see all of these founders take the stage. And thanks a lot to the patient panel of judges and all the angel investors here who have taken out the time to show interest on our platform. We are going to announce the results shortly. It was not an easy decision for us. We were doing long debates here. You could have seen that. And with that, the first prize for the evening goes to Spriggle. I'd like to invite all the judges, Ankit, to come on the stage and present the prize to the team. Ankit, you have to come. Anuj, Shubhadeep. Shubhadeep, can you come? हाँ, आ जाओ, आ जाओ. Say, good job. Yeah. Yeah. Say it. Yeah. Congratulations to Team Spriggle. They are taking away a prize of 2 lakh rupees. Yeah. Any guesses on the second one? Any guesses on the second one? No? The second one is Miomi. Please, please, please. You guys have to be here now. Yeah, I'll just stand here maybe. Cool. Congratulations. Awesome. Yeah. यहीं आ जाओ आप लोग हाँ इधर ही आ जाओ आप लोग So the third prize of the evening goes to Whisper Wave. Well done. Yeah. So as I told you, it was very hard for us to decide the top 3, and then all of our judges requested that we give a 4th award because 2 teams were actually tied. So we've increased our budget to give a 4th prize with Ankit's permission. So the 4th prize goes to Nax. Congratulations. आपके साथ फाउंडर काउंट ज़्यादा है ना? I'll give the shout out. Yeah. Harshika? I will give the shout out. Yeah. Please, yeah. So, while we have announced these 4 awards, it was very close, very tough for us to choose these top 4. One lens that we have also taken into consideration is, obviously, like there are scoring parameters around impact, opportunity, pitch quality, founder market fitment, and all of that. But at the same time, who needs it at that point was one lens that we kept. So there are 2 other pitches that all the judges wanted to give a special shout out to. And first one is Finn, obviously, right? And also it's basically like you're through here, you know? So, and the second one is from our second cohort, Block, solid business build. And happy to share that both of them have also attracted a lot of interest from investors in the room and online. So with that, I'd like to give the closing note to Ankit here. And Ankit will share a few words and a news that we have to share for the entire day. Ankit. The mic. Mic. बाद में? No, when Ankit says.
Achha. All right. No, I think first, thank you, all 3 of you, for making out time and being here today. And to all the angel investors who have come to our first next demo day. And it's been a privilege to host you all and hear you give feedback to all of our teams. I think what we are trying to build here will take a few years, but our mission and our ambition is to really build India's Y Combinator. And we think it is time. We think India needs one. And the value of such an entity in India can be, I mean, almost impossible to measure, right? 15 years ago, I tried to build my first startup. The first time I had heard entrepreneurship as a word was almost 20 years ago. It was very difficult to even spell it. I think we made a lot of mistakes in how many E's come in entrepreneurship. But the first time I tried to build a company, we didn't even know it was called a startup back then, was back in 2011-12. I left my first job after college, and I had to literally fight my parents to leave a job and to try to build a company. And obviously they were very angry, but I fought with them, said, "Yaar, karna hai." And I failed. And one of the biggest reasons I feel in hindsight was that we didn't have enough mentors. We didn't have anybody to go to ask ki kya karna hai, kaise karte hain. It was, I mean, the ecosystem was also very difficult. It wasn't very easy to do even the most simplest of things. Like it took us 6 months to build a simple website. There was no online payment. There were no logistics. There was no Google. Facebook bhi us time chota sa tha, to aap GTM kaise karoge? So like, it was just difficult to build a business. And on top of that, there were no mentors, no advisors, and there were no angel investors. So think about like young founders like us who had just done maybe 1 or 2 years of work, and we had some savings. उस time पे शायद total हम 3 founders की saving मिला के 4 लाख रुपए थी. उससे आप कितना बड़ा business बना लोगे? Try कर सकते हो, but कितना बड़ा business? Maybe you will run a few experiments, but उसके बाद कुछ तो support लगेगा, कुछ तो mentorship लगेगी, advice लगेगी, but the ecosystem had nothing to offer. And I'm not saying we didn't make mistakes. We made a ton of mistakes, but I think मुझे लगता है कि that advice at the right time from the right person can really accelerate that journey. And fast forward 15 years now, the ecosystem is so mature. I mean, it's not as mature as it can be, but it's so much more mature. And I think over the next few years, it can get, I think we can play a very big role in bringing all of the right ingredients together for the top founders or people who have the most potential to become a founder. And that is what our mission here is, that we want to figure out a way to get the best people who have that founder instinct, who have the ambition to become a founder, who have the risk appetite to become a founder, create that environment around them in which they are building with like-minded peers. They get the right support, the right mentorship, the right advice, but they also get exposed to some of the best early supporters out there. Because uske bina to nahi ban sakta. Like you need those early champions, you need those, sometimes maybe a mirror to show them what they can do differently, but you need that early feedback loop and all of that. And that is, I think, what we've been trying to build towards over the last 2 years, 3 years. And this is honestly our first big baby step in that direction. And hopefully we can build on top of this. We have, I think, a lot of things are under plan. We will reveal them over the next few months as we firm them up. But thank you so much again for being part of this already. And I think today was almost like a, I mean, we call it a demo day, but I think for us also it was a demo day to test out our demo day format. And I think it has worked out very well. I think quick thing, just want to, any guesses how much, so just to make sure that everybody understands what the process was. After the pitch, everybody was asked to show interest in each startup, whether they would want to invest in that startup or not. And if yes, how much would they be interested to invest in? Obviously, subject to discussions and figuring out more details. So excluding the interest from our audience, which obviously was very high, like from real investors with real money, can we guess what was the total interest in capital showed to the 14 startups that pitched today? Any guesses? How many people think it was 1 crore to 2 crores? 10 crores. Okay. 2 to 5 crores? 5 to 8 crores? And 8 crores and up? All right. Can we show the number, Nazim? So the actual interest expressed against the 14 startups combined was 7.35 crores. That is massive. I mean, I really want you guys to take that in, process that. This is a massive validation of the kind of problems founders had picked, the kind of progress they had made, the kind of preparation they had while pitching, and the confidence that sparked among investors in their capability and ability to solve that problem with the solution they had in mind, right? It is massive. This is massive. And we are just beginning here. We're just getting started. So congratulations to all the startups and great job who pitched it. And thank you again to all the investors. I think we'll head to the sundowner now.
Yeah, actually 3 interests are pending from the panel. Panel did not get the time.
Oh,
so I didn't
yes, yes. This does not include our panel. And
panel ka interest bacha hai.
Panelists are obviously the big boss here. So this doesn't include our panelists. 60% of this interest came from our angel investors who are here in this room today. This is also being broadcasted live to angel investors online. So 40% of this came from online investors who watched you guys pitch live. So I think the next step obviously is to get panelists to commit something or show interest and then follow through over the next 30 days and close the loop and finish the line. All right, with that, thank you so much and great job, the team. To many more.
Thank you guys. Thank you. We're starting the mixer.